The first song we ever recorded was called Breaking Through. It's this incredibly complex composition that took us about 1 year to complete. After finishing that song, we fell in love with recording, completing our first album, The Creators. After The Creators, we had the idea to create the ultimate summertime album, which led us to recording our second album, Do It Feels Good. Although we were proud of ourselves for completing both albums, there was something we'd noticed about recording music. It took a long time.
I was getting better toes in my house.
It took us over 4 years to produce and release 23 songs. We had pretty much accepted that producing and recording music was a long, drawn-out process, and that's just the way it is. That is until I stumbled across the work ethic and creative process of legendary music icon, Prince.
Come in and I'd hand him the bass and he'd play the bass and he'd put that down and then he'd either go to the keys or he'd pick up the guitar.
Susan Rogers witnessed him making a song a day for 5 years. Songs like Kiss and Sign of the Times.
He'd play all the parts, sing his lead vocals, sing his backing vocals, add the final stuff. I'd be mixing it as the song was coming together, and usually a day later it would be done.
We could do, and we did do, an album in a week.
I learned that Prince was notorious for recording and completing fully mixed songs in 1 day, every day, for years on end, even while touring. He recorded the biggest song of his career, When Doves Cry, in a matter of 2 days. He was known for producing and recording albums in 1 week. By the time he passed, he had recorded an estimated and astounding 8,000 fully mixed and mastered tracks, which are residing in the vault at his home in Paisley Park, Minnesota. Although I know that Prince is a once-in-a-millennium prodigy and artist, deep down inside, I knew that producing and recording 1 song in a day wasn't that crazy. Why? Well, we had done it multiple times before, but we never dared release those tracks. Instead, we called them demos that we'd have to get around to quote-unquote fully producing down the line. This would allow us to achieve a quote-unquote perfect recording. The weird thing was that when we showed our raw demos to our friends, they would usually say something along the lines of, "Yo, you guys gotta release this." To which we would respond, "This is just a demo. We're gonna make it better." But the reality was that we would never get around to producing a lot of those demos, meaning the world would never get to hear them. For the few we did fully produce, there were some cases where a song's raw emotion got lost in the process of improving recording and production value. It's apparent that the legend Prince was very aware of this in his own creative process.
A lot of times he would take the first take, even though there were maybe mistakes. He'd go, "Oh, I know I can do it better. Let me perfect it." He said, no, he wants the feeling. There was something about the first emotion that he wanted, and he'd mix into it. And you go, oh.
Prince knew that leaving the mistakes in was also leaving the emotions in.
He himself could not have functioned if he'd been obsessing over every little detail. His work was gesture sketches. His music would come out like a sneeze. It was just bam, 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 bam.
He understood that the most important aspect of the creative process is momentum.
Prince was the opposite of a perfectionist. He worked fast because he wanted to capture raw emotion in his tracks. He left mistakes in on purpose. He valued expression and emotion over this broken idea of perfectionism. It became clear that this mental blockage of perfectionism was the main reason why it took us so long to create our first 2 albums. Even worse, perfectionism had led to the death of dozens, if not hundreds, of potential song ideas we had left on the back burner and forgotten about, never to be released and enjoyed by others. It was time once and for all to kick perfectionism to the curb, and we had just the creative challenge already lined up. Last summer, our fellow artist and friend Zach Riddle proposed to us an outlandish creative experiment. Create and record 24 songs in 24 hours on the 24th of the month in the year 2024. Live stream the entire process so that fans can participate in real time. Release the album and call it 24. Initially, we thought the idea was far-fetched, but since we now wanted to overcome our perfectionist ways, we decided to accept the challenge.
Satisfaction.
But there was one thing to consider. What was to keep us from bailing out of this challenge if we became tired or created too slowly as a result of our perfectionism? We needed to agree to a punishment that all of us would not want. Being that all 3 of us were tattoo-free and had no desire to get tattoos, we decided that if we failed to record the 24 songs within the 24-hour time frame, we'd have to get a tattoo. But we couldn't just get any tattoo. It'd have to be a tattoo on our asses of the number 24. The odds of succeeding weren't exactly in our favor. For starters, our recording skills were rusty. We hadn't actually sat down to record a record together in over 3 months. Secondly, the sweltering summer heat had arrived and the home studio we recorded in had no AC. Finally, exhaustion would be a huge threat. Creating and recording 24 songs in 24 hours meant we'd have to produce, write, and record at a rate of 1 song per hour. Staying up for 24 hours straight meant that sleep deprivation could take a serious toll on all of us, mentally and physically. With all this considered, we showed up for the challenge.
Dude, I'm looking forward to kicking ass, man. I mean, 24 songs in 24 hours, it's unheard of, you know? In order to be great, you gotta do great things, you know? At the end of the day, I'm gonna have a double album.
I think we're gonna create something genius here. Some genius tracks are gonna come out of this. I'm doing what I love here, which is producing music, so I can't be too mad about this.
I would say food. Eating some snacks in between. All seriousness aside, it's a challenge. Because I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I might create something on the RC. We don't know what's gonna happen, so I think it's just gonna be our brains constantly going, and I'm excited for that, especially creatively.
The heat.
Me personally, it's kind of like the tech side of things that kind of delays my creative flow, you know, plugging things in and making sure levels are right and gain staging and the audio engineering part of things, like, and it's gonna be really hot.
Time and sleepiness. I think we're gonna get tired.
No, I do not want a tattoo.
No.
No, I'm completely bare, and I was planning to be bare for my whole life, so we're gonna f***ing do it, man. We're not f***ing around here.
Alright, there you have it. Alright guys, so challenge starts in about 3 minutes or something like that, maybe even less. This is the studio that we're gonna be working in for this challenge. We have a makeshift vocal booth in here, so if we want to record vocals, we go in here. Guitars lined up here. If we have any ideas, we just pick up a guitar, like guitar there. We have this TR8 drum machine, recording studio setup right here, MIDI keyboard there. We officially began the challenge at 12 p.m. Immediately, we got to work producing. By the end of the first hour, we had completed our first track, Coke Body Model.
Coke body model, she's a Coke body model. Coke body model, she's a Coke body model.
We entered a flow state and banged out another 2 tracks.
I like it.
One of them being the infamous song Andres and I would perform at open mics around Los Angeles, Tickle Me.
Type of harm. All I ask is that you get your hand under my arm and give your fingers a wiggle. Just tickle me a little. Just tickle me a little.
All right, Shahin, where are we at right now?
We have 3 songs completed, so we're going into song number 4. We're about an hour ahead of schedule, so we're gaining an hour of sleep for every hour we get ahead. Ahead of schedule, we confidently moved on to song number 4.
We're trying to create a trendy TikTok hook.
Okay, it's a song about the millennial who wears tight jeans, and he has the epiphany that tight jeans are not comfortable, and he needs to go to baggy pants and
to dance, to groove.
So he can dance. So he can
groove. Yes.
Yeah.
But then something horrible happened. We got a little too cocky. We got a little too creative. This was the beginning of the end. Guys, we messed up. We spent 3 hours on one song. We were having so much fun producing the Baggy Pants song that we all lost track of time and burned 3 whole hours working on it. We were now severely behind our 1 song per hour pace. It then got worse. As a result of a scheduling miscommunication, Kevin's cousin Tito had showed up to demolish old shelves in the garage, which shared a wall to the studio we were recording in. Getting that ordeal sorted out took away even more valuable time off the clock. We're in tattoo zone right now. We needed a new game plan to cover lost ground. we decided to split up to crank out songs faster.
All right, so we have 4 songs down. We're almost 7 hours in, and we decided to split off. I'm gonna work with the RC505 while they're making their acoustic songs.
While Andres was upstairs working on tracks, Kevin and I began a live acoustic recording session of original songs we used to perform at open mics around LA.
These are the colors of my life. Do you remember me? I see you in my dreams.
Kevin's cousin Tito had also become an asset to the team, offering to cook us dinner while we recorded. Alright guys, we are almost 8 hours into this. It's about 7:50 right now?
7:55.
7:55. We have completed 8 tracks. So we are on pace for 1 song an hour. Honestly, we want to move faster than that so we can get some sleep, hopefully. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. But we got this next hour coming up, and we're going to have Andres stay up here, hopefully finish another 2 tracks in the hour if that's possible. We could potentially bust out 4 songs here in the next hour. But that didn't happen. The main studio had become unbearably hot from the humid summer night.
'Cause it's so fucking hot, so fucking hot, I don't know what to do with myself.
The heat created lapses in memory, causing me to forget lyrics.
Oh my god, how did this song start? Alright, just take a deep breath, it's fine.
Worst of all, the critical, perfectionist mind began to surface again.
I can't do it. That mistake was too much.
We were now becoming incredibly tired and frustrated. Okay, you guys, it is hour 10. It's 10 p.m. We started at 12 p.m. I am so over this. I'm so tired. It's hot. Haven't really eaten properly today. Kevin's down there. That room's just super hot. It's getting to that point where I'm just like, I'm over this. But it got even worse. When I went upstairs to check on Andres, I learned that his hardware had been malfunctioning for the past 2 hours. Valuable time was melting off the clock as we scrambled to fix the problem, but it was clear that Andres was past his breaking point.
How many songs do we got?
I think we're at 12 right now.
I'm thinking about taking a little additional supplement. What I mean by that is vitamin C.
Okay, we'll check back in with you later. Andres passed out shortly after this interview. Our fate was written in black ink.
Ow! No, that freaking hurts! There's blood on me!
We began to accept our destiny. I mean, matching ass tats would be pretty cool, right? Right? Nevertheless, Kevin and I continued forward in a daze.
Get his ass up, bro. We need his help.
Alright, so it is 5 a.m. We have 7 more hours left. We haven't slept. We are hallucinating now.
I'm so tired, bro. Like, this is crazy. We thought we were further ahead for some reason, but we're only at 17 songs. For some reason, the clock says we only have 7 hours left, right?
Now, what happened next was kind of odd, and I'll have to explain verbally since we don't have any more footage. I split off from Kevin and began producing tracks in the house while he stayed in the studio. I can only describe the state I entered as a sort of hallucinogenic, sleep-deprived, creative flow state, where the part of my mind that would typically judge what I was doing had completely disappeared. It seemed like the songs began making themselves as a result of this absence of self-judgment. My need to express myself and get the songs out outweighed my need for perfectionism. I lost track of how many songs I made, and so did Kevin, but around 7 a.m., we decided to take a nap. At some point while Kevin and I were napping, Andres woke up and started producing tracks in the main studio. I woke up before 9 a.m. and wrote 2 acoustic songs in the backyard under the guava tree. I recorded both songs in under 30 minutes. I didn't know if the songs were good or bad, but I did know that they were raw and honest. Kevin tracked another song in a similar fashion. At 9:30 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we came together for a final count. 9 a.m., we
and we realized that we had done it.
Yo, what up everyone? We just finished the 24 songs in 24 hours. I'm super tired, only slept 2 hours. This guy's tired too. It got a little hazy and got really weird, but got really good at writing music. And thank goodness we finished, because these guys are now banging over here. So let's go. How do you feel?
We are legends. That's all I have to say after that, man. We are legends. We just proved to ourselves that we are legends, and we are great. You are great. I see greatness in you. Andres, what do you want to do right now?
Sleep, eat. Wish I could do it all at the same time. So tired.
The good news is that body stays pure. No tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Hands down, this creative experiment resulted in one of the biggest mental breakthroughs of our careers as artists. We managed to take our music catalog from 23 songs to 47 songs in a matter of 1 day. And in the process, we learned that creativity is not about being perfect. It's about expressing yourself. Whether it's producing music, writing a book, starting a business, or even choosing what to make for dinner, when your desire to express yourself outweighs your desire to be perfect, you will create abundantly, richly, and freely, resulting in a fulfillment like nothing else. Check out the link in the description to listen to the 24 album, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can follow along with more creative experiments, travels, and lessons learned. Thank you for watching.